We have learned the 4 major, most frequently used coins in our money system. And today we're going to learn about the dollar. So if I asked you, would you prefer to have 100 pennies, 20 nickels, 10 dimes, or 4 quarters, which one would you choose? Would you rather have 100 pennies, 20 nickels, 10 dimes, or 4 quarters? I want you to think about that, and we're going to talk about that in just a minute. We are still thinking about how we can count and use money. And here's our problem of the day. We're going to show 14 cents with a total of 5 coins. So there's lots of different ways to show 14 cents. We could do 14 pennies. We could do 2 nickels and 4 pennies. But this one says that we have to only use 5 coins. So it can't be those two because those use more than 5 coins. But we could do 1 dime and 4 pennies. That would equal 14, and we only are using 5 coins total. So last week we talked about the acted out strategy. Here's a quick check to make sure that we've got that. It says Brian wants to buy 3 action figures. Each one costs 25 cents. He has 2 quarters, 2 dimes, and 1 nickel. Does he have enough money? So we're going to act it out with our coins. It says that he wants to buy 3 action figures, and each one costs 25 cents. He has 2 quarters, 2 dimes, and 1 nickel. Each one costs 25 cents. So here's 25 cents. This would buy his first action figure. Here's 25 cents. This would buy his second action figure. And then these 3 together give us 10, 10, and 5, which equals 25 cents. So these 3 coins would buy his third action figure. So does he have enough? Yes, he does. He has 3 sets of 25 cents to buy his action. Nikki has 1 quarter, 3 dimes, 2 nickels, and 1 penny. She has enough to buy a pair. What is the greatest amount of money that the pair could cost? So if she has enough to buy the pair and we want to know what the greatest amount would be, that means that we need to count all the coins that Nikki has. So let's go ahead and get our coins out. 1 quarter, 3 dimes, 2 nickels, and 1 penny. Okay, so now we can label. This is going to be 25, 10, 10, 10, 5, 5, and 1. So now we can count on 25, 35, 45, 55. 55 plus 5 is 60, plus 5 is 65, plus 1 is 66 cents. That's the most that the pair could be. Now the pair could be less than that, but remember our question said what's the greatest amount that it could be. We're going to use coins to make a dollar. So when we first started this lesson, I asked you if you'd rather have 100 pennies, 20 nickels, 10 dimes, or 4 quarters. Now, it was kind of a trick question because if you had 100 pennies, that would be $1. $1. 100 cents equals $1. 100 cents equals $1. Okay? So, the other option was 20 nickels, okay, let's see, I'm going to move this up just a smidge. The other option was 20 nickels, which would also equal $1. If we count by fives 20 times, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100, we get to $1 or 100 cents. Then your other options were 10 dimes, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, again, $1. And 4 quarters, 25, 50, 75, $1, also equals $1. So would you rather have 100 pennies, 20 nickels, 10 dimes, or 4 quarters? Now, no matter what, you're going to have $1, right? All of those equal 100 cents, which are going to equal $1. Now, in theory, I'd probably rather have 4 quarters. That's a whole lot less to carry around with me or to pay someone at a store. It's a lot easier to pay with 4 quarters than it would be to count out 100 pennies to give to them. So probably quarters would have been the right choice. However, no matter which one you chose, you would still have the same amount. So Jared has 2 quarters, 3 dimes, 3 nickels, and 5 pennies in his pocket. Count the coins. How much money does he have in his pocket? Write the amount 2 different ways. So we're going to write it in cents and in dollars. Remember that $1 equals 100 cents. So let's look and see what we have here. 2 quarters, 3 dimes, 3 nickels, 5 pennies, okay, so if we go through here, we've got 25, 25, 10, 10, 10, 5, 5, 5, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. All right, so 25, 50. Let's count on 60, 70, 80, 85, 90, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. So we have 100 cents, or Jared has 100 cents, or $1. Same thing. $1 is equal to 100 cents. He has 100 cents, so he has $1. Tara has 1 quarter, 3 dimes, 2 nickels. Her mother gives her 2 more dimes. How many more nickels does she need to have $1? Ooh, that's a tricky one. So we know she has 1 quarter, 3 dimes, 2 nickels. We know she gets 2 more dimes. What we need to know is not the total here, like most of our questions, but how many more nickels she would need to have $1. So we need to know how much she has to start with, and then we'll count on by 5s to find out how much more we need to get to $1. So we've got 25, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 5, 5. So 25, 35, 45, 55, 65, 75. Plus 5 is 80. Plus 5 is 85. So far she has 85 cents in her pocket. And now remember the question was, how many nickels will she need to get to $1? So remember, nickels are worth 5. So we're going to start at 85 and count on by 5s to see how many more to get to 100. So we have 85 plus 5 would be 90, plus 5 would be 95, plus 5 would be 100. So we had to add 1, 2, 3 nickels to get to 100 cents. Let's try that now with our money that we have here. We had 25, 35, 45, 55, 65, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. So sure enough, we need 3 more nickels to get to 100 cents. All right, go ahead and open up your Math in My World on page 509 in your MyMath book. It says, count pennies to 100, write the number of quarters it takes to equal 100. Do the same for the number of dimes and the number of nickels. So we talked about this on our last page. I'm not going to count out 100 pennies because that would take a really long time, but we would need 100 pennies to get to $1. We would need, we already did this, 20 nickels to get to $1. We would need 10 dimes, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. And then we'd need 4 quarters. Remember, 4 quarters equals $1. We learned the chant 25, 50, 75, $1, right? That gives us 100 cents, which equals $1. So go ahead and write those 4 numbers in, and then flip over to page 510. So $1 has a value of 100 cents, or 100 cents with a symbol. To write $1, we're going to use a dollar sign. We're going to use a decimal point to separate the dollars from the cents. This is really important because that's how we know where to divide them into dollars and cents, or where to look at the whole dollars and the partial dollar, which would be the cents that are going up to make $1. But we've got to have that decimal in there, and a decimal is just a period. So it looks just like a period, like when you're doing your writing. And so we can use a cent sign like this, a C with a line through it. A dollar sign is an S with a line through it. Sometimes you do 2 lines through the S, but that one means dollar. And this one means cents. When we are writing that out, let's say I have $1.53. We would write it to separate our dollars and our cents. $1, and when you see this decimal in math, I want you to think the word and 53 cents. We would read this as $1.53. Okay, so we can look at our chart here, and we did this on the front. We've got 100 pennies listed there, and that equals $1. We have 20 nickels, which equals $1, 10 dimes, which equals $1, and 4 quarters that equals $1. So we're going to count to find the value of the coins. We'll circle the combinations that equal $1. So let's see here. We're going to label these. So 25, this is the back of a quarter, so also 25, also 25, and then these are all nickels, so 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. So 25, 50, 75. If you're not sure, you can always line up the numbers 5, 10, 15, 2, 4, 6, 7. So that gives us 75 cents, and then we need to add our nickels, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, so 75 plus 25. 5 plus 5 is 10, 7, 8, 9, 10. That equals 100 cents, or we could say $1. Go ahead and fill that in. And then it says circle the combinations that equal 100, so, or $1, so we'll go ahead and circle that one. Now let's look at our next one. We've got, this is a quarter, dime, 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 nickel, 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 penny, penny. So I'm going to write this out a little bit different. 10, 10, 10, 5, 5, 5, 1, 1. Just so we can order them least to greatest. They'll be a little bit, greatest to least. They'll be a little bit easier to keep track of. So 25, 35, 45, 55. 55 plus 5 is 60. 65, 70, 71, 72. So this one is 72 Cents does not equal dollars, so we do not need to circle it. How are dollars and cents different, and how are they alike? So a dollar is worth 100 cents, so that's how they're the same, right? They have the same worth. However, dollars are typically made out of paper. It's like the paper money that you often see, whereas cents are the coins that you see. Dollars are whole, whereas cents are part of a whole. They're part of a dollar. They're worth a partial part of a dollar, depending on how much it is. So that's how they are alike and how they are different. So you're going to do some independent practice counting to find the value of the coins. And then don't forget this part. It says circle the combinations that equal $1. So you'll need to do that as well. Circle those combinations that equal $1. I really suggest that you check all of your answers, because it's really easy to get things wrong when we're just counting once. So I would really encourage you to count twice. That way you can make sure that you've got the right thing. Go ahead and do 511 and 512 and upload pictures when you're